side of the house. Because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base actually detects snoring, then automatically adjusts to help reduce it. All night, every night. Tempur-Pedic, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased online by J.D. Power 3 years in a row. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
Advanced costumes, as quite a few did it last year.
It seems like Jordan Smith and this coaching staff is looking for some more options over there.
Well, Benjamin being pulled in other areas,
right,
which is where he had been primarily his first base when he would get in the field. He's now being tasked with playing second on a regular basis and elsewhere across the infield. Rivas swings and misses out wide for strike 2. But there's a hole behind Velasquez that is yet to be filled. They've tried other guys out during BP. We've seen Manuel Mejias, we've seen Lexer Sadui, and now Kevin Rivas during the game. 2-strike pitch. A little bit low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And for Rivas, he was actually playing shortstop in the Arizona Complex League before being called up to Lynchburg. And he was called up as a catcher, and presumably due to a Richard Paz injury, and they were looking for someone to fill that role. Kevin Rivas comes up, and now he finds himself playing first base.
The 1-2, he took a big hack, came up empty. 2 down, first strikeout for Ingracia, which is very uncharacteristic for him. We've mentioned only once in his last 4 outings has he gone 5 innings, but each time he's had 6 or more strikeouts, but only getting his first strikeout the second out of the second inning.
Yeah, he's got 74 on the season, which is good for 5th in the Carolina League. As Fran Dewey will roll into the left side of the batter's box. Dewey was spraying the ball in batting practice today, like impressively. Out of pretty much everyone earlier today at batting practice that I was watching, Fran Dewey was really showing some pop. Maybe that can translate into the game today.
Squirts away from the catcher, breaking for third is Benjamin, and McIlvaney will wisely eat it. He had some trouble behind the plate yesterday, throwing high down to second and way high down to third all the way into left field. So I would expect the Hillcats to be runners today.
Yeah, and I don't think McIlvaney's going to be throwing down to second on any first and third steals either.
Not after what happened yesterday. Missing below the knees at 86, 2 balls and a strike to Dewey. Dewey, he's back below the Mendoza line, batting a $183, 5 RBIs. An RBI chance here. With Benjamin 90 feet away. He was well out in front of a good slider, 2-2.
Dewey was lighting it up in the Arizona Complex League, batting over 400, then prompted the call up to Lynchburg. He hasn't seen that same success offensively since moving up to the Carolina League level.
The 2-2. He pulled the trigger on it again, and that ends the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ingracia as we head to the third right here on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Wondering how to buy tickets to minor league baseball games? Look no further than the Bally Live app. Download Bally Live today and you can buy tickets to your favorite minor league baseball games and watch in person. Can't make it to the ballpark? We got you. Watch every minor league baseball game for free on the Bally Live app all season long. Pick your favorite team, track stats, chat with friends, and earn rewards in the Game Center. Download Bally Live from the app or Play Store today.
The Battle of 460 returns as the Lynchburg Hillcats face off against the Salem Red Sox July 1st through the 6th at Bank of the James Stadium. Join us for Independence Day celebration on Thursday with the biggest fireworks show in the Hill City. This year, we'll be honoring the historic Bedford boys with specialty jerseys. Come back again on Friday as we give away a Hillcats patriotic cap. Then on Saturday, we'll turn our attention to a galaxy far, far away with the Revenge of the 6th. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
You're listening to the 30th anniversary season of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball.
Welcome back inside Bank of the James Stadium. Connor Young and Jason Prill here with you as we are pleased to be joined by a faithful Hillcats fan, a guy who has a partial season ticket package. And not only is he a partial season ticket holder here, at this point in time, he should have a exclusive pass all across minor league baseball because he just came back from, how many miles was it, Joe?
2,543.
2,543-mile trek to minor league ballparks all across the country. Joe Carmody joining us here today. Joe, thank you for being a part of this broadcast. And Joe, take us through. This is not the first time you've done this trip, so what was the inspiration behind going to all these different ballparks and making the trek?
Well, it started back about 12 years ago. I would go to a new minor league stadium each year to me with my brother Paul, and we got to several that we really enjoyed. And I just decided that, it would take a long time to get to as many as I wanted to because there's a lot of great stadiums around minor league baseball. And about 5 years ago, I thought, why don't I just do a trip where I hit, 10 games. Ground out to third, where I hit about 10 games in about a week and a half. So it finally ended up working. Last year, I went to a bunch of places, Charleston, Columbus, Louisville, Cincinnati, Detroit, Toledo, Lansing, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, and Dayton.
The whole Midwest tour.
Yeah, that was great. Great time. Saw Miguel Cabrera get 2 hits on July 4th in Detroit. It was a great time. Saw a game in Cincinnati the weekend that Taylor Swift was there, but thankfully, thankfully it wasn't either of the days that she was playing. It was Sunday, so missed that traffic. So that was a blessing. But obviously, making the plans that far in advance, you just kind of get lucky sometimes.
Sure.
This year was Hickory and Asheville on the same day to start. Went down to Tennessee Smokies, Rome Emperors, Rocket City Trash Pandas. Spent a couple days in Nashville. Saw the Sounds.
Zanatello strikes out for out number 2. Humphreys working quickly through the third.
The second week was Chattanooga, Birmingham, Gwinnett, Greenville, High Point, and just finished on Sunday with Winston-Salem. And after a long trip like that, what did I do? I came to last night's game. Great 10-5 win.
Exactly. It was a great 10-5 win, and you're back here again tonight. So how many days straight of baseball has this been for you?
This is 14 games in 14 days with an off day. Threw in a professional softball game in there in Chattanooga. A couple former Lady Flames playing for the Florida Vibe. So a little bit of everything on that trip.
Yeah, you did see a little bit of everything. You mentioned the Lady Flames. You were the SID for Liberty Softball, and we'll talk about that when we get to the bottom half of the third inning, as Humphreys already ahead in the count, 0-2 on Antonio Anderson, and a curveball gets him. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Humphreys. As we'll step aside, Joe, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you for more in the bottom of the third inning on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Lynchburg Hillcats are ready for a summer of fun with a fresh slate of weekly promotions for you and your family to enjoy. Every Tuesday, get a free ticket to the next Tuesday home game as part of our 2 for Tuesday promotion. Wednesday is Weenie Wednesday with hot dog deals each week, and Thursday, we'll bring back our traditional Thirsty Thursday with drink specials all night long. On Friday, join us for Freebie Friday for a new giveaway each week. We'll have fireworks every Saturday night, and kids can eat free each Sunday during the season. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at wyndhamrewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit wyndhamrewards.com for more details.
Alongside Connor Young, here's the voice of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball, Jason Prill.
Bottom of the third inning, scoreless, as the Hillcats and Red Sox battle it out for game number 2 of this series. It'll be the top of the order due up, Hawk, Velasquez, and Churio to face JoJo Ingracia. Jason Prill and Connor Young, pleased to be joined yet again by Joe Carmody. Joe, you gave us the overview of your whole trip of all these different minor league ballparks. This time kind of more of the, what would you describe, the Carolina, Tennessee, the mountainous
South?
areas?
Yeah,
the Smokies?
Appalachian? I don't know.
The Appalachia, the Smokies, the Smoky Tour, I guess we'll call it. Who needs the Eras Tour when you can have the Smoky Tour with Joe? But Joe, what were some of the highlights, the different games that you went to, maybe some of the fun promotions that you saw? There's always some crazy ones in minor league baseball.
Yeah, obviously some of the mascot races were fun.
Yep.
In Huntsville, you had the astronauts race. That was kind of cool. The next day in Nashville, had the Country Music Legends race. Dolly Parton won that one.
Tommy Hawk grounds out to second, a quick one-pitch out for Ingracia. Joe, I don't know what it is, but you've sped up this game a lot. But go ahead and continue. What else was there?
Obviously, let's see. It was Bark in the Park at Birmingham. So I saw my first ever Pup Cup Challenge, which it was an ice cream eating contest by dogs.
Oh, I love that.
That was great. It was a lot of fun.
Velasquez pops it up to left field. An
Setting
easy
records.
play for Lugo, as that'll be retired for out number 2. Jason Churio will step in. Joe, we'll keep you around for the top of the 4th inning if we need to.
Oh, thank you.
So don't worry about it too much. But any of
these guys must have heard that I was going to be on.
hey, they're like, we got to speed this game up a little bit quicker. Now, if only we had this last night in our 3.5-hour long game. Boy.
Yeah, that was the longest one. I think I didn't have any over 3 hours on the trip.
So they saved it all for you when you came back to Lynchburg, Joe. So
it was a beautiful night last night. So
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. The breeze, everything.
Did you have any cancellations or any weather delays while you were gone, or was it all good?
One weather delay at Gwinnett, 30 minutes.
That's really not bad whatsoever.
No, and it ended up being a 2-hour 5 game, so I was back in the hotel at 10 p.m., so it was great.
Wow, you can't really ask for a better planned trip than that. Just all the little details lining up to perfection. As Churio takes downstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't want to ask you another question until we know what happens with this at-bat, Joe, but we'll get back to you once this one concludes with Churio. Ingracia into the motion, and it's topped foul right off the foot of Churio. Any top prospects that you were able to see and get a look at that you can give us some insight on?
Well, the first game I was at was, first was Hickory, and I saw Sebastian Walcott, who's the number 1 prospect in the Rangers organization, got named to the Futures game, as did Churio and Velasquez. So seeing some good prospects here.
They ring him up. Churio is retired. He's in disbelief as a 1-2-3 third inning sends us to the 4th. Joe, don't go anywhere. Connor, don't go anywhere as well. We'll be back with more as we step aside in a scoreless ball game here in Lynchburg.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and memorable moments. Make your plans today for July 19th through the 22nd for the induction of Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, Jim Leland, and Joe Maurer, the class of 2024. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown.
You've probably heard the old saying, the best things in life are free. But do you believe it? The Lynchburg Hillcats want to make sure you and your kids do. Sign your kids up for Southpaw's free Kids Club and experience the best free activity your money can't buy. All Kids Club members receive complimentary tickets to 5 designated Kids Club games, Virginia 529 Fun Zone passes for the whole season, and exclusive autograph sessions with players. Kids 12 and under can sign up at lynchburg-hillcats.com to activate their Kids Club membership today.
It's time for a quick check of the Carolina League scoreboard. Back inside Bank of the James Stadium, here's Jason Prill.
Jason Prill here with you, alongside Connor Young and Joe Carmody. We'll get to the Carolina League scoreboard in the bottom half of the 4th inning. But Joe, Joe, there's probably nobody better to ask about the Carolina League than you. You probably saw half the teams while you were gone.
Well, actually, I saw the South Atlantic, or was that the South Atlantic League? the South Atlantic League. I saw 5 games there. I saw every stadium of that division except for Bowling Green.
Okay.
So Hickory, Asheville, Winston-Salem.
I'll tell you a fun story about Asheville before this inning gets started, Joe.
All right.
I went to a game down there, and because there was a girl that I liked. But anyway, she worked in the kind of the promo team, Joe, and they were looking for people to do the games as Brooks Brannon files it off to the top of the clubhouse. And, of course, they had to sign me up for it because, the girl that I liked was signing people up for it. And so I get put on the Frozen T-shirt game.
Oh, no.
And they told me, they said, these are the most Frozen T-shirts we've had all season long. They left them in there for about 3 days. So these things were rock solid. And so I get out there. And when I tell you I won over the whole city of Asheville in about 20 seconds, they were cheering, chanting my name as I was pounding the T-shirt into the dirt, trying to get it to unfreeze. And I finally, as they were counting it down, was able to get the T-shirt fully unwrapped and over my head to win the game. And all they gave me I was sweating. And all they gave me was the free T-shirt that was frozen. So I was a little disappointed in that, but I won over the hearts and adoration of Asheville. So if you're ever down there and you see a poster of me or a big billboard, that's why. That's why. Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Well, speaking of Asheville, if you want to see home runs, go there. 373 to straightaway center, 297 with a huge wall to right. 100-year-old facility celebrated this year. And also, if you want a lot of soft serve, they really fill up the souvenir helmet there.
That's the other thing. You collect souvenir helmets. Were you able to get all of those while you were at the ballparks?
See, there were 4 that did not have them. I won't name those cities.
No names, please.
But I'm up to 49 different stadiums with mini helmets. I would be at about 56 or 57 if more. And there's one in the Guardians organization that will not be named that does not have souvenir helmets.
You really nailed it down to about 3 other teams. It's going to be really hard to tell who that one is. But, yeah, Joe, you're actually a Guardians fan yourself. You grew up in Ohio. So
yeah, Youngstown, born and raised.
Yeah, Youngstown, about, 2 hours from Cleveland?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
It was perfect. Hour and a half from Cleveland, hour from Pittsburgh. Got to PNC Park when I was in high school. Obviously college, and now after college. And I'm actually going to be there on Saturday. I'm starting my trip in.
Your Major League Ballpark tour?
No. But I'll be with my parents for a couple weeks in Ohio.
Well, that'll be fun. It's a ground ball over towards short, off the knee of Ramirez into center field. Everybody will move up 90 feet. So runners on first and second with nobody out. Joe, so you've been in Lynchburg for a little bit longer than the Hillcats have been a Guardians affiliate. But
correct.
For you,
when
you found out that the Guardians were taking over as the affiliate for the Hillcats, how cool was that for you just to be here for so long and then having your hometown team basically come visit and move in right next door?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I was here for the press conference. I was so excited. I think my brother was as well. That first year, Clint Frazier, Bradley Zimmer, some other names, Adam Plutko. The following year, we had Anthony Santander, who we lost in the Rule 5 draft. Yeah. Unfortunately, to those, he's turned into an all-star. Bobby Bradley was on that team. Justice Sheffield. So it goes on and on. You got the Beaver bobblehead, and just so many players. Stephen Kwan right now is tearing it up for the Guardians. So to see him here 5 years ago and see what he's doing now is just so cool. And because I would come to the games when the visiting team was the Guardians affiliate back when Hillcats were still the Braves, and now every night I can come out and see future Guardians.
Ground ball into left field. They're going to put up a late stop sign. The runner falls coming around third, and they can't slap the tag as Brannon just able to get back. It was a good throw from Tommy Hawk. Instead of coming home with it, he hit the cutoff man, and the cutoff tried to get it to Ramirez, who was just unable to get the tag down and keep control of the ball. So bases loaded and nobody out. And Joe, you were wishing for more time to talk, and here you got it. As the bases are loaded, scoreless ball game. Humphreys will face Nathaniel Uton It's not that he hasn't pitched well in this inning. It's just been an error and a ground ball that found the left field grass that has him in this situation. Left-hander pauses at the numbers and fires. Driven into center field. Churio charging in on it. Slides, makes the grab. He'll throw in. The runner can't figure out what's going on. They got him doubled up in third. My, oh my, what a double play. Brandon, boneheaded base running. Didn't know whether to go back to the bag or to run home, and he picked the wrong of the two as he's doubled up.
For the Liberty softball fans listening, that was almost exactly like the double play that Mary Claire Wilson turned it was either the 7th or 8th inning of the conference championship game against Western Kentucky. Saved a run and probably saved the championship.
So speaking of that, Joe, you are the SID for Liberty softball. And softball is a growing sport all across the country right now. But Liberty softball in general, it's been becoming more and more popular and a better program. I mean, you got Dot Richardson, who's an Olympian, who's a world-renowned softball player leading the program. And Joe, just the growth of that program that you've seen since you've been here. Talk to me a little bit about that.
And if anybody needs a Dot Richardson bobblehead, I got you covered.
I think I might need one.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, just the explosive growth of my first couple years. We were playing at the old facility, which is now a parking lot. I talk about I tell a joke, they paved paradise and put a parking lot. But I'm glad you at least appreciate that. But yeah, and then obviously the new stadium, 1,000 seats. You've done a lot of games there, Jason. And it's one of the best, not only mid-major, but just in the country. The facilities are amazing. The players that we've had have just done a great job representing the university.
Skied out toward right field, and would you believe it, Jackson Humphreys gets out of the inning. Joe, before you go, one quick question, because it's full circle for Dot Richardson as the head coach of the Liberty Flames. Not this past season, but the season before. Liberty went into the NCAA tournament. They knocked off UCLA, Dot Richardson's alma mater. How cool was that?
That was unbelievable. That was probably the highlight so far of my 13 years covering Liberty softball. Just the hit, the slide, Rachel Roop. I saw her yesterday. Every time I think of that picture, that iconic picture. But yeah, it was unbelievable. Natasha Watley on the call with Clay Matvick. Just the whole experience has been unbelievable. I guess also to go full circle, Clint Frazier, who was here the first year, I saw him play for the Charleston Dirty Birds in High Point on Saturday night.
Really?
Yeah, total full circle.
Total full circle moment. Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a blast. Hopefully I can do another one next year.
Hopefully, and we'd love to hear all about it. Well, Joe, we'll be back with more baseball when we come back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Connor Young will take you the next couple innings on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Hey, Hillcats fans. Has your big bank just closed its doors? Come on over to Bank of the James. We make banking better in just 3 easy steps. First, stop by Bank of the James to open your account. Second, bring your current checking statement so we can help you with recurring transactions. And third, enjoy banking the way it should be. Why Bank of the James? We're your strong, local bank, and we're committed to you. Putting community first for 24 years. Come on over to Bank of the James.
Are you a fan of fireworks or collecting sports memorabilia? Or maybe instead of the bar, you want to spend your nights at the ballpark. Whatever your passion, the Lynchburg Hillcats have a mini plan package for you. Make sure to secure your tickets for every Thirsty Thursday, Freebie Friday, or Fireworks Show Saturday with one of our dated mini plans. Craving more baseball? Sign up for our 30-game mini plan. Not sure what games you want to go to? The Hillcats offer undated mini plans as well. For more information and to purchase your 2024 mini plan, visit lynchburg-hillcats.com.
Back inside Bank of the James Stadium for the middle innings, here's Connor Young.
Jumping right back into the action here at the Bank of the James Stadium, Esteban Gonzalez will lead off the inning on base after an error committed by, I believe, the first baseman, Encarnacion. It was a throw from Zanatello, the shortstop, that needed to be scooped in the dirt. Not too bad of a throw, all things considered. It was just a one-hop. Encarnacion can't complete the squeeze. Esteban Gonzalez reaches safely. Gonzalez caught leaning back in time for the throw from Engracia, the left-hander, as Lynchburg will have a leadoff man on. Start off the 4th inning. Same could be said in the 2nd. As in that inning, as Esteban Gonzalez is thrown out, Gonzalez slams his fist into the base in frustration. He's not a guy to make lapses like that on the base paths that often, but that's a costly one. As we saw some base running blunders from Salem 1/2 inning ago, and the Hillcats fall victim to the same thing here in the bottom of the 4th. So scratch the leadoff base runner as he's erased by Engracia, who does the dirty work for his infield that let him down on the error. One error for Lynchburg and Salem apiece, as Rafael Ramirez Jr. will fist this one onto the ground to the first baseman, Encarnacion, who will make the play himself. 2 down quickly for Engracia. The inning looked like it's going to be another troublesome one for the left-hander to work through, much like the second was when Juan Benjamin led off the inning with a double. However, he would retire the next 3 in order and then set the bottom of the 3rd down in order. This is going to get under the glove of the 3rd baseman and Anderson as Juan Benjamin puts together a 2-hit day. Four hits for the Hillcats, 2 for Salem. Hasn't been the cleanest start for either Jackson Humphreys or JoJo Engracia, but they've both been able to wiggle their way free of any damage. Juan Benjamin hopes to start a 2-out rally. Manuel Mejias will look to help him out. First pitch to Mejias misses away for ball 1. Mejias, he's been struggling at the plate lately. But despite his ups and downs as a hitter in 2024, one thing that has remained consistent is his ability to both get on base and avoid the swing and miss. His walk-to-strikeout ratio has been fantastic all season long, despite his occasional hitting woes. Currently, he's got 36 strikeouts to 32 walks. Second pitch to Mejias is in the same spot. Same result for home plate umpire Zach Hovick. Larry Pettis in the field. 2-0 count to the catcher. Chop foul. He is off balance on that swing. Had to brace himself, make sure he didn't fall over on his follow-through. Engracia, he's gone 3 2/3 innings, 3 strikeouts, no earned runs, 42 pitches. Not a bad pitch count at this point in the game. He'll continue to attack the outside part of the plate. This time a 92-mile-an-hour fastball finds the zone. For Engracia, he's coming off an outing in which he tossed 4 innings of 2-run ball in a loss to Fredericksburg. He struck out 8 in that game. Mejias will send one the other way, just barely foul. Oh, Benjamin was halfway to third base by the time that Uten was able to get to that foul ball. Matter of inches, potentially saving a run for JoJo Engracia. Lynchburg coming off a game yesterday where every hitter in the Lynchburg lineup reached base, and all but 2 logged a base knock. 4 separate Hillcats picked up RBIs as well, as the offense really spread the wealth well on Monday. Esteban Gonzalez led off this inning getting on an error. He'd be picked off by JoJo Engracia, a little overeager to get his 31st stolen base of the season. Juan Benjamin will go. He'll have to head back as Manuel Mejias gets a piece of that, sends it to the backstop, foul. Benjamin taking his time, retreating back to first. Mejias is average at 216. He's 0 for 1. Popped out to third base. Got crowded inside. Inside out swing. Juan Benjamin takes off again, won't matter. Manuel Mejia is fooled on an 82-mile-an-hour slider that started middle, ended up by his ankles as Ingracia gets out of the inning with strikeout number 4. Jackson Humphreys, he's got 6 strikeouts and counting. He'll take on the top of the 5th when we come back on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
The Virginia Commonwealth Games are back this summer in Lynchburg, Virginia, on the campus of Liberty University. Be a part of the tailgate party and opening ceremonies kickoff celebration. For more information, visit commonwealthgames.org.
Tonight's broadcast is directed and produced by Virch. Virch elevates your broadcast by supplementing your production staff with experienced switchers and operators. The graphics you're seeing on our broadcast tonight are powered by Virch's all-new graphics engine, offering advanced stats and personalized graphics on a budget. Visit www.virch.co to give your fans the next-gen viewing experience.
You're listening to Hillcats Baseball on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
McIlvaney Tucker, top of the order. Nizan Zanatello due up here in the top of the 5th inning. As let's take this time to look at the Carolina League schedule for today. We haven't had the time to do so. Down east, they lead 5-0 over Carolina in the top of the 4th. Fayetteville 2-1 over Kannapolis. No score between Charleston and Myrtle Beach. They've just played 1 inning, however. We got no score through 4 here in Lynchburg. Fredericksburg, Delmarva, 1-1 tie game. Columbia trails Augusta, who's been, ever since they left Lynchburg, the Green Jackets have been firing on all cylinders. They lead 1-0 at Seger Park in the top of the 2nd inning. Jackson Humphreys has found a way to survive. 2 hits on him, 1 error, and a handful of walks, but no damage on the scoreboard for Salem quite yet. Jackson Humphreys also with 6 strikeouts today. He's had the strikeout pitch working. He's used the breaking ball to great effect in that regard, as well as the fastball. He's elevated that pitch, challenged hitters to great success. Daniel McIlvaney comes in batting under the Mendoza line at 192. You'll see an 88 miles an hour fastball in the top of the zone that just misses for Humphreys. Humphreys, the most he struck out in a single game coming into today was 4, and he had done that several times this season, but already at 6. McIlvaney pulls one foul, squared it up too early.
Connor, I've been impressed with how Jackson Humphreys looks today. It's just more confidence on the mound, and even in the last inning when the bases were loaded and there was nobody out, those are the situations where we see him start to press a little bit and get a little bit too much nibbling around the edges, and then he loses his command and falls out of control. He escaped without allowing a run, and that's just the sign of somebody who's growing up, who's maturing, and I'm loving the progression. He's at 53 pitches. We don't know how long of a leash they're going to give him. I'm assuming he'll probably get the rest of this inning if he can work quickly through it, but I've loved what I've seen from Humphreys today. This is the most complete pitcher and version of him that we've had all season.
He's currently at 55 pitches, and yeah, there's not many opportunities you get when you're looking at a prospect to see statistical growth throughout a season, as McIlvaney will foul off a fastball in the outside half. But you look at Jackson Humphreys' month-by-month stats, and you can literally on paper see him developing. The ERA has improved every single month dramatically, and so is all of his other numbers. Really, it's been obvious to see how much more comfortable and polished he's gotten as this 2024 season has progressed.
And he's mixing his pitches well. Yep. And he's not just relying too heavily on a fastball or a slider, but we've seen the changeup get mixed in and full hitters completely. And he's almost using his fastball as a secondary pitch at times today.
There's strikeout number 7 right on cue. McIlvaney swinging through it. Thought it was a fastball, got a changeup instead. Every pitch for Jackson Humphreys today seems to be A-tier stuff. He's been fantastic. The changeup he's worked in a lot more than we've seen in the past, and that's one of his best of the night.
He's closing in on 60 pitches, but over 35 of them have been strikes to this point in time, which is a good ratio for a guy who has tended to struggle with his command. Only 2 walks to this point in time, and I don't want to speak too soon, but the command has been there today. The confidence has been there. The ability to mix pitches and work counts in his favor. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Humphreys, and Guardians fans should too.
Stanley Tucker 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the third baseman, Franel Dewey, that is. 1-1 count to him here. For Humphreys, I think the leash on how long he's been allowed to stay in ball games has been the tightest on him compared to every other Hillcats pitcher. The only person who's close, I think, is Alex Clemmie, but we've seen Clemmie go 70-plus pitches multiple times now at this point in the season as Tucker completely fooled by the off-speed. Not a single Salem hitter has seemed to have any answers for that pitch from Humphreys. But Humphreys, we haven't really seen getting the allowance to do that. Now, that could come down to his performance because Clemmie, much as we've talked about how Humphreys has improved this month, Clemmie's improved even more. His June numbers, we'll talk about that on his start, but they are fantastic as Tucker evens up the count at 2-2. Be interesting to see if Humphreys gets some more leeway here in this game where he's clearly on a roll. He's at 63 pitches now. 2-2 count to Tucker with one down. The 2-2 chopped to all Dewey. Goes to the left of the bag, foul.
Last season, they let him get up to 81 was his season high. This season, he's been kept more around the 65, 67 range.
Yeah.
So I would imagine they'll probably give him to maybe about 70 today, but I can't see him going much more than that.
They've been really careful with him for sure. He's around that mid-60 mark now as this is chopped to Rafael Ramirez Jr. deep in the hole, a chance to show off the arm strength. He certainly had it. The stretch made from Rivas was good as well, however, not in time to catch the speedy Stanley Tucker.
And that's going to be the end of the line for Humphreys. It would have been nice to see him to get a full 5 innings tonight, but his longest outing of the season, and what a night for Humphreys as well. He leaves having not allowed a run, and picking up in July the same place he left off June.
It'll be up to the bullpen, which was good yesterday. Renny Artiles picked up the win out of the bullpen for Lynchburg, and Marquelin Vasquez took care of things the rest of the way. Lynchburg will look to go back to the pen tonight and try to get the same results they could on Monday.
How do you like to spend your summer nights? At the beach or at the ballpark? Why not both? Join the Lynchburg Hillcats as the Delmarva Shorebirds visit July 9th through the 14th. On Friday, the Lemonadas de Hill City will return with a limited edition Lemonadas-themed Hawaiian shirt. Still not beachy enough for you? Saturday will be a celebration of good times and good vibes with our annual Margaritaville night. Following the game, we'll let our cares blast away with a fireworks show. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com. You've probably heard the old saying, the best things in life are free. But do you believe it? The Lynchburg Hillcats want to make sure you and your kids do. Sign your kids up for Southpaw's free Kids Club and experience the best free activity your money can't buy. All Kids Club members receive complimentary tickets to 5 designated Kids Club games, Virginia 529 Fun Zone passes for the whole season, and exclusive autograph sessions with players. Kids 12 and under can sign up at lynchburg-hillcats.com to activate their Kids Club membership today.
You're listening to Hillcats Baseball on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Josh Harlow will be the man into the game for Jordan Smith in the top of the 5th inning. And Jason, we haven't seen him enter ball games at this point very often. He's a team leader in saves, and he's been a late game guy. But his last outing was rough. 1 inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, and he did pick up the loss against Carolina.
He's been up and down. He started the season as probably the best reliever out of the bullpen for the Hillcats, but since then he's just started to lose a little bit more of his confidence, and the long ball is kind of what egged him for a little bit of a time, and then he started losing his ability to kind of locate some of his pitches, and it spiraled a little bit out of control, but it would be nice. We know he has the stuff to get him back on track. He's got a great arm. He's got a good slider. We really would love to see him. The Hillcats would, and Cleveland would especially, because he was a guy that could have gone in the top 5 rounds before he was injured. They'd like to see him get some of that confidence back and be pitching like he was at the beginning of April.
Yeah, he's got a 3-2 record, ERA of 4.85 currently. Through 29 2/3 innings pitched, he's allowed 5 home runs. So you're right, the long ball's been an issue for Harlow, as it has for several Hillcats pitchers, especially in that bullpen. He'll challenge Zanatello on the first pitch. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball elevated that Zanatello can't keep up with. Lynchburg, they lead the Carolina League in home runs allowed with 54. on the season.
And his home runs really didn't happen until the month of May started. He gave up 3 in the month of May, and then 4 in the month of May, 1 in the month of June. But April, this is a guy that had a .75 ERA.
Yeah.
He did not allow a run until his second time out against Salem on April 19th. And he was that good and that sharp to start the year. And you wonder how much of it has to do with being a college arm and not having to pitch twice a week.
Sure.
And not having to pitch all the time. And this is a guy that was being called upon pretty heavily, almost twice a series for much of the start of the year. When you're in college, you may get 2 innings,
right,
a week, if that. Because college, you can pull guys out whenever you want to. You can rotate guys in and out of the lineup. And so maybe it's just a guy trying to find his stamina to work in minor league baseball, because it is very different than it is at the college level.
Certainly is. He's got a fastball slider repertoire. Definitely reliever-esque, as he'll get Zanatello to strike out for the 3rd time. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Not in time to get Stanley Tucker. Josh Harlow comes into the game. The first hitter he sees has been the hottest for Salem so far in this short series, and he does away with him quickly.
It's a good at-bat there by Harlow. Would have been nice to see Mejias get Zanatello, but he ran on a slider. It's probably the right pitch to run on if you're going to run on anything. So the fastball is pretty quick to home plate. And he got a good jump and was able to slide in for the tag.
Bring up Antonio Anderson. Harlow, he picked up 2 wins out of the bullpen in the June series against Charleston, but his second win wasn't all that pretty. He did blow the save, allowing a home run before sticking it out, getting some help by the offense, and eventually getting the win. First pitch to Anderson in there on the outside half. Anderson doubled in the first on a ground ball that sneaked in between old Dewey and the third base bag. I'm surprised that was a double, honestly, especially with Tommy Hawk out in left field. He's usually pretty quick to the baseball. Got away from him enough to Antonio Anderson to show the speed and pull into second, stand up.
That was hugging the line so much. I think Hawk thought it was going to go all the way into the corner, but it juts out right down toward the very end where the bullpen is, and it caught a piece of it. And that's what messed up Hawk, is that he wasn't expecting the ricochet.
It's a 1-1 count to Anderson. Rafael Ramirez Jr. really wants to hold on Stanley Tucker. Beautiful slider from Josh Harlow. Although if Antonio Anderson's ready for that pitch, it could be trouble because it was located in the middle of the strike zone.
Looked like Antonio Anderson may have been a little bit distracted by what was going on at second base, too, the way he just let that pitch go by.
Either way, Harlow will steal a strike. Count moves to 1-2 with 2 down. Harlow looking to get out of the top of the 5th. Elevates a fastball. Trying to challenge Anderson, however, far too high to be all that tempting. Count evens up at 2-2 as 2s light up the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. No runs across for either team. Goose eggs all the way through 4. Harlow's trying to make it 4.5. The 2-2 popped up by Anderson. He's not going away quietly. Anderson, he's a guy who battles, that's for sure. Look at the Carolina League leaders in walks. He's number 5 with 47, sandwiched in between 2 Hillcats. Jason Churio at 3 with 50, and Velasquez with 45 at 6. Two once more. Pop straight up. Rivas should have a play on it in foul territory. He calls off Benjamin, but Benjamin persists. He'll make the play. The inning will be over. We stayed scoreless through 4.5 here in Lynchburg. The home half of the 5th be up next on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Lynchburg Regional Airport is going strong. For many years now, Lynchburg's low fares have been among the most competitive in the area, and our conveniently scheduled flights offer easy connections on American Airlines through Charlotte to over 170 nonstop destinations worldwide. So, check the great round-trip airfares currently being offered by visiting flylyh.com today and click Book Now. Prices are subject to change without notice, and certain restrictions apply. Advance purchase is required, and availability is limited. We're ready when you're ready. Check Lynchburg first. We get it. Finding activities for groups can be difficult. The Lynchburg Hillcats want to make your life easier with our special group outings packages. No matter your group, spend the night out at the ballpark enjoying baseball with your favorite people. All group ticket packages come with discounted tickets, a PA and video board welcome, and the possibility for first pitches and on-field activities. Want to make the night extra special? Sign up for a group picnic and let the Hillcats take care of the details. For more information on groups or picnics, visit lynchburg-hillcats.com.
Back inside Bank of the James Stadium for the middle innings, here's Connor Young.
JoJo and Gracia will stay out there for the bottom of the fifth inning. I just looked at a stat. Lynchburg today, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. I feel like that sums up the situation the Hillcats find themselves in, because they've had plenty of traffic. They've had leadoff base runners reach on doubles. Juan Benjamin did so in the bottom of the second inning to start off the inning. Got to second base on just one swing. They weren't able to push him across. It's been that timely hitting which the Hillcats had in droves last night, and were able to capitalize on for the most part against Carolina, the last series as well, that has evaded them so far here in Game 2. Popped up for Rivas, coming in as a center fielder, Tucker. He'll make the play for the first out of the inning.
It's amazing how important timely hitting is. It's not necessarily about how many hits you get in the ball game, but when are you getting those hits? Are you doing it when there's runners aboard or when the bases are empty? And today, Hillcats have been able to hit when there's nobody on the base.
Yeah.
But they haven't been able to do anything when a guy gets aboard. They have been able to move him over. And it's those productive outs that we're missing today that we had yesterday. Guys getting into a fielder's choice, a sacrifice fly. I mean, the Hillcats had 2 of them yesterday, 2 sacrifice flies, which is great for a minor league ball club to have 2 of those in one game. And we're just not seeing that kind of movement around the bases, selflessness at the plate as we saw yesterday.
You're doing a great job setting the table, but after that, definitely been a lot to be desired for Jordan Smith's ball club. Franol Dewey tears off on one, misses by about 2 feet. Good pitch from Ingracia that clearly had the Hillcats third baseman today puzzled. He'll take a timeout. Count will move to 1-2 with 1 down for Old Dewey. Old Dewey, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was the second strikeout victim for Ingracia, and make it another. 2 strikeouts for Franol Dewey, 5 for Ingracia, as there's a breaking pitch that did Old Dewey in.
He just got caught looking at a slider. It was a perfectly executed pitch by Ingracia. And there's not much you can do with that one, but you still have to be competitive in the at-bat. You can't just give up on a pitch that early.
Tommy Hawk, first pitch swinging once again, flared right into the glove of Antonio Anderson. Make the throw over to first base, rather, to end the inning quickly. Ingracia at times has just flown right through this Hillcat lineup, as neither offense has been able to put much together. Josh Harlow will head out for the top of the 6th for Jordan Smith when we come back on the Lynchburg Hillcats radio network.
If you're looking for a home, auto, or life insurance plan, look no further. State Farm has been offering great coverage at surprisingly low rates for over 100 years. Stop in and see one of the 4 Central Virginia insurance agents. For Lynchburg, call Chip Harvey. For Rustburg, contact Jack Dean. For Appomattox, call Sarah Saunders. And for Madison Heights, visit Kim Z. Gardner. Contact your local State Farm agents today. How do you like to spend your summer nights? At the beach or at the ballpark? Why not both? Join the Lynchburg Hillcats as the Delmarva Shorebirds visit July 9th through the 14th. On Friday, the Lemonadas de Hill City will return with a limited edition Lemonadas-themed Hawaiian shirt. Still not beachy enough for you? Saturday will be a celebration of good times and good vibes with our annual Margaritaville night. Following the game, we'll let our cares blast away with a fireworks show. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
Hillcats baseball is in full swing. It's time for a quick game recap on the Lynchburg Hillcats radio network. Here's Jason Prill.
Been the pitching. come out on top so far here at the Bank of the James Stadium for the Hillcats. Velasquez and Churio both with base hits, and then Benjamin with a pair. Multi-hit day already for the second baseman, his average up to 259. Hillcats with no runs to show for it. Humphreys, he went 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, a season high. Humphreys' ERA now at 4.54. How about that? Started off the season with an ERA up to infinity after he couldn't even complete an inning, and he's brought it all the way down to the mid-4s here in his first start in July. Harlow, he's just gone 2/3 of an inning with 1 strikeout. He'll come out and approach the top of the 6th, led off by Brooks Brannon, who is one of the Red Sox hitters who have found some success today. No hits for Brannon, but he does have 2 walks in both of his plate appearances. Anderson with a hit, Encarnacion and Tucker, all with base knocks for the Red Sox.
When we go back to Humphreys, it's really been a story of 2 bad outings on his season. He has the 6-run outing that he gave up in his first start of the season, and then another 6-run outing against the same team in the middle of May. And so other than that, he's been pretty sharp and pretty solid, giving up 2 runs or less in every outing, essentially. So he's been pretty lights out.
Second strikeout for Josh Harlow. He just overpowers Brooks Brannon there for the first out of the top of the 6th inning. Marvin Alcantara, he's got an 0 for 2 line to this point. He did reach on an error given by Rafael Ramirez Jr. in the top of the 4th inning. And that's the inning where Jackson Humphreys really looked like he had himself in a whole mess of trouble. Bases were loaded, and Jackson Churio turned the unconventional F8 to 5 double play that turned that inning on its head. And then credit to Humphreys for getting Andy Lugo, the next hitter, out with a shallow fly ball to right field. Marvin Alcantara, though, he started the business in the top of the 4th. Got a 1-1 count against Josh Harlow, the righty reliever. So the Red Sox will see a lefty to start and now a righty out of the pen. He can't glove the slider. Looked like it was going to be a close enough pitch. However, I think the decision for home plate umpire Zach Hovick was made a lot easier after Mejias can't receive it cleanly. Be a 2-1 count now. The 2-1. Woo, look out. 92 up and in on your grill. Marvin Alcantara dances out of the batter's box, shakes his head. Be up in the count, 3-1.
He had to get out of the way quickly as that fastball got on him in a hurry, and it just kept running in on him.
The 3-1 delivery. Ball 4 goes back to the slider. Again, misses a little low, though I do like the decision from Harlow to go to that slider in that spot. It's Mejias now. Looks like he was a little shaken up. Going to his gloved hand, which is always a bit scary.
We saw Robert Lopez get checked on yesterday. As this one with Mejias, also concerning because he didn't really even flinch that much, at least from our vantage point.
No, yeah.
And so something about what happened alerted Yuka Ogata and the rest of the coaching staff to an issue. And Mejias is getting checked out. They're looking, as you said, at that glove hand.
Not sure if it was related to that slider that Mejias didn't catch as I commented on, but that was definitely one that I expected him to glove. I don't know if it caught a weird part of his palm, just the part of the palm that would be showing, not covered by the glove, depending on how loosely he wears his catcher's mitt, or something like that. Looks like they're potentially going to the fingers. It's really hard to speculate, but Yuka Ogata and Erlen Serta, over the watchful eye of Jordan Smith, they're talking things over with Manuel Mejias. Josh Harlow will try to keep the arm warm with Juan Benjamin at second. Mejias will stay in the game for now.
Well, that's a good sight because Lynchburg, you have Rivas as another catcher, but he's not a true catcher. He hasn't played very much. He has about 10 games of experience behind the plate in the ACL. Otherwise, he's been a shortstop, and today he's at first base. Richard Paz is already injured, and you don't want to put Robert Lopez out there every single day, so you still need to keep Mejias healthy.
Yeah, there's not too many shortstop, catcher, first baseman roaming around out there. That's what Rivas is right now. First pitch strike to Fraley Encarnacion. Batting .265 on the season. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. Encarnacion swings through an outside slider. Good one from Harlow. So he'll get ahead 0-2.
That was a nasty pitch. Encarnacion was fooled all the way in. So that just kept running farther and farther away. He could not lay off. His eyes just lit up. He thought it was hanging.
Certainly let off his A swing. Ended up looking foolish. The 0-2 right past him. 91 on the gun for Josh Harlow. He's already picked up 3 strikeouts.
It's a good look for Harlow. We haven't seen this version of him in quite some time. It's looking more like the April version of Harlow. Now, we want to see how long of a leash they give him. He doesn't go very far into ball games. He's already up over 20 pitches. So my guess is this might be his final batter. But he's done his job in at least extending the ball game just a little bit.
I'm right there with you, Jason. He just looks confident on the mound.
How about the job that Tony Arnold has done with this pitching staff?
For sure.
When we came into it after the first series at home, we're like, oh, boy, I don't know what we're going to get from this pitching rotation and this bullpen. And then the rotation sharpened up quite nicely. And we're like, well, we don't know what we're going to get from this bullpen. And now the bullpen is looking sharp as well. Tony Arnold has done an outstanding job. And there's nobody maybe in minor league baseball right now that has more experience than him as a pitching coach. And he's been in minor league baseball since the 80s and been with Cleveland for nearly just as long. He has been outstanding for this team. Players listen to him. They have his respect, and he fights for them. And he does an excellent job making sure that every game plan is good and ready to go and that the guys are on the same page, that they're out there pitching confidently.
2-0 count to Uten. Grounds it up the middle, playable for Benjamin. He'll make the backhanded snag. The throw to Rivas. He tries to slap the tag on in an athletic manner. That's why he got a shortstop over there at first. However, he can't slap it on. It's a wild throw from Benjamin, who clearly is being taken by the momentum. Didn't set his feet to let that go. Just trying to get him on the run. It's really all he had time for. Everyone's safe.
Yeah, not much he could really do in that situation. You look at it and you're like, well, maybe he should have gone to second. Well, he didn't really have time for that. And you throw it over to first, and you have to rush your throw. And great job by Rivas just to keep that in front of him, because that was sailing high and away from him. And he made the smart decision, came off the bag, and went full extension to try to keep that in front.
Even had the wherewithal to try to slap the tag on as well. Whirl around and try to grab some jersey. First pitch to Lugo in their first strike. Andy Lugo's an interesting case. Comes in with a .256 average. No home runs on the season, but he's tied for the most doubles in the Carolina League with 21. Interesting to see a guy with 21 doubles not have a single home run. Good back pick, and that's close. They got him! They catch Uten sleeping at the wheel. Manuel Mejias with a dart. Rivas takes care of the rest as Josh Harlow helped out the top of the 6th inning a little early. We're scoreless still in Lynchburg, knotted up 0-0. You're listening on Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
The Virginia Commonwealth Games are back this summer in Lynchburg, Virginia, on the campus of Liberty University. Be a part of the tailgate party and opening ceremony's kickoff celebration. For more information, visit commonwealthgames.org.
The Lynchburg Hillcats are ready for a summer of fun with a fresh slate of weekly promotions for you and your family to enjoy. Every Tuesday, get a free ticket to the next Tuesday home game as part of our 2 for Tuesday promotion. Wednesday is Weenie Wednesday with hot dog deals each week, and Thursday, we'll bring back our traditional Thirsty Thursday with drink specials all night long. On Friday, join us for Freebie Friday for a new giveaway each week. We'll have fireworks every Saturday night, and kids can eat free each Sunday during the season. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
Back inside Bank of the James Stadium for the middle innings, here's Connor Young.
Trenner O'Donnell into the game for Liam Carroll. JoJo Ingracia, not a bad day at the office. We'll take a look at his numbers before we introduce you to O'Donnell. Ingracia, he goes 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. That's it. His ERA plummets all the way down to 2.17 at the end of the day. He has a claim to be the best pitcher in this Salem rotation, and this Salem rotation is actually one of the best in the Carolina League this season. But Jason, Trevor O'Donnell comes in a tough spot. It's a 0-0 game. He's got the top of the lineup here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And O'Donnell, he's also been one of their best bullpen guys. We saw Sansone yesterday, and the Hillcats were able to get to him. O'Donnell, he's another tough cookie to crack. He's 3-2 with a 2.80 ERA and just over 35 innings, 39 strikeouts to 11 walks. He's not a guy that messes around too often. He's holding hitters to a 2.09 clip.
He'll be tasked with Ralphie Velasquez.
He's a tall right-hander, too.
Yeah, he is. He talked about how good Sansone has been. Lynchburg was able to get to him, but this is a Salem pitching staff, starters and bullpen included, and has the 3rd best ERA in the Carolina League at 3.48. 3.48 for a staff is an impressive number. Ralphie Velasquez was looking to send that ball deep over the wall in right field.
I wonder if those numbers are a bit inflated this year, just because of how bad some of the lineups are in the Carolina League this season. I mean, offense has been rough all across the board.
Ralphie Velasquez into right field, and that's fair. That's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Ralphie Velasquez will be into second with a breeze.
I'm talking over here about how poorly offenses have been and lineups have been this season, but the Hillcats have been one of the lone exceptions. Them in Carolina and Kannapolis have really paved the way in terms of offensive production. And Velasquez, he's turning the corner a little bit. Another 2-hit night, back-to-back days. This one, a beautiful swing right down the right field corner. And he's got the Hillcats' second leadoff double of the night.
That's right, their second leadoff double. They're hoping to do more with this one than they could muster in the bottom of the second. They'll have Churio, Esteban Gonzalez, and Rafael Ramirez Jr. trying to put something together. Not to mention, JoJo Ingracia is out of the ball game. But Jason, I want to quickly go back to that play from Rivas at first to end last half inning. You wouldn't know that this is one of his first games playing first base at this level. He looks like a natural over there.
That's the kind of play that you would expect somebody like Ralphie Velasquez to be working on right now. Sneaking up behind the runner when there's a guy on second base and catching him leading off guard and then slapping the tag quickly on him as he dives back into the base. That's something that you'd expect from Ralphie Velasquez. But for Rivas, a guy who's a natural shortstop, he's a middle infielder, and he's flexing over to first base tonight. He's not even listed as an infielder on the official roster. He's listed as a catcher.
Yep.
Because that's what they brought him up and to fill that hole. But tonight, he's over at first base, and just the awareness, and I don't know what kind of communication there's been before the game between him and Mejias, but to be on the same page like that, to slap that tag was a beauty to behold.
Jason Churio works a good hitter's count. Who's surprised? He had 4 walks yesterday, which leads the team for a single game performance. With runners in scoring position this year, I mentioned it last night, but Jason Churio, he holds a team-best batting average of .397. He finds himself in that situation. The 3-1 in there at 88 brings it full. This is who you want in this spot, Jason.
If there's anybody that's going to drive home the runner, it's going to be Churio or Juan Benjamin. But Benjamin a couple batters away, so let's leave it up to Churio.
The full pops straight up. Antonio Anderson with some room to run. Coming in is the left fielder Lugo, who will make the grab.
Anytime you say Lugo's coming in on a baseball, there's a little bit of hesitation just because he doesn't have a natural position on this team, but he was able to stick with it and made the play, and that's a tough play. It looks easier than it actually is because you're coming out of the shadows into the sunlight. You can lose the ball very easily when you do that, but he stuck with it, was able to get underneath it and make the play.
Gonzalez 0 for 2. The fielder's choice that did him in the first, and then he reached on an error in the fourth, but would quickly be picked off by JoJo Ingracia on the base pass. He'll bat with a runner in scoring position. First pitch, right under the glove of Anderson. Going to be tough for Velasquez to run on as it's in shallow left field. Jordan Smith knows it. He'll hold him up. But Esteban Gonzalez he will increase his hit streak to 11 straight games. And here's some stats for you. On Gonzalez's now 11-game hit streak, he holds a batting average of .432. He's driven in 9 runs, stolen 7 bases through that streak. There's a reason why he's your reigning Carolina League Player of the Year. Excuse me.
I can imagine he's probably going to try to run here, too, if given the opportunity. He's just been outstanding. He's all around just a good gamer. He's got power, he's got contact, he's got speed, and he's good defensively as well. That's the kind of guy that you want, and you want to keep your eyes on if you're the organization.
I mean, how many guys in all of baseball have 30-plus stolen bases and a slugging percentage over 500 right now?
It's got to be very little.
Gonzalez will take off. He's looking for number 31. McIlvaney does throw down on the first and third. This one a whole lot less costly than the Hillcats' first and third attempt last night, although Esteban Gonzalez does swipe his 31st of the season.
This time, Zonatello charged in on it a little bit more to make the play in right on the edge of the grass and the dirt rather than at the bag, which is why Ralphie ended up holding up at third.
It's no 1 count to Rafi Ramirez Jr. He's been pulling the ball. That's going to be a run plated for Lynchburg. Ralphie Velasquez will go back to the dugout, get a high five from Rafi Ramirez Jr. And Esteban Gonzalez will move up 90 feet as well. So still a runner remains at third base for Ramirez Jr. And the Hillcats finally have plated a run. And in this ball game, sure, it's an unusual way to score, but it feels like a huge notch in the score column for Lynchburg.
I love the delayed celebration by the Lynchburg crowd because they didn't know what was called until they realized that Ralphie Velasquez was touching home. It was a balk on O'Donnell, and we've seen that quite a few times. It's been a point of reference for umpires the last 2 seasons is to look for more balks, and they certainly have done that.
0-2 to Ramirez Jr. Oh, and that's a good pitch. Ramirez Jr. doesn't agree, but I do think that was a strike as O'Donnell tries to make up for the costly balk. Now it'll be up to Juan Benjamin with 2 down, but he's 2 for 2 today. You talk about hitters who like going up to the dish with runners in scoring position. Juan Benjamin's got to be close to the top of your list.
We mentioned Churio. Benjamin has the second best average with runners in scoring position.
He bounces a soft one to the second baseman Alcantara to end the inning. Lynchburg, they played Ralphie Velasquez thanks to a balk. The Hillcats lead it 1-0 through 6.
Check out Creative Edge Design Incorporated for your signs, banners, and wrap services. We are a 3M certified graphics installation company backed by a 3M warranty, protecting your graphics against any cracking, fading, or peeling for over 10 years. Your graphics will continue to look exactly like they did on the day they were installed. Visit us at cedi.biz for more information. Creative Edge Designs, custom designs for you. Hey fans, are you looking to disconnect and enjoy a perfect getaway? Well, let me introduce you to Crabtree Falls Campground. With campsites right on the river, 4 rustic cabins, and bathrooms with hot water, Crabtree Falls Campground is your place to stay this summer. Located just an hour drive from Lynchburg, Crabtree Falls Campground is just a half-mile hike away from the tallest waterfall east of the Mississippi. Visit www.crabtreefallscampground.com or call them at 540-377-2066 to book your stay.
Alongside Connor Young, here's the voice of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball, Jason Prill.
We head to the top of the 7th inning as Andy Lugo, who was at the plate when Nathaniel Houghton was thrown out, trailing a little bit off the bag at first on a great snap throw from Manuel Mejias down to Kevin Rivas, as Hillcats would come to bat in the bottom half of the inning, and it would be a balk. That would be the difference in a ball game. 1-0, our score, as Andy Lugo will try to get his first hit of the night. You mentioned, Connor, he is right near the top of the Carolina League in doubles this season. It's been his fielding that's been his question mark all season long. He skies this one, first base side. Rivas, battling the sun, reaches up, makes the grab. It wasn't as easy as you want it to be, but he still made the grab.
He's looked real good over there at first. I know it's a routine pop-up, but that ball was tailing at the end. And Juan Benjamin, you can tell, he's shading over to that side and really trying to help him out, it looks like. You talk about a guy who knows what it's like to play first base when you're not used to it. Juan Benjamin, sitting right next to him, sure knows how that feels. But Rivas, he sticks it out and is able to put that one away.
McIlvaney, he's having a better day behind the plate, but not as well of a day at the dish. He's 0 for 2 today. Yesterday, he reached base all 4 times he came to the dish. It's kind of flip-flopping from what we saw last night as that slider wraps in at 79, 1-1.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we see Brooks Brannon do any catching for Salem. He's DHing today, played first yesterday.
The 1-1. Missing high and wide. 2 balls and a strike.
I mentioned Kyle Teal, a catcher in the Red Sox organization last broadcast. He, of course, played his collegiate ball at UVA, and he will also be joining Ralphie Velasquez and Jason Churio at the Futures game in Arlington, Texas.
2-1, spun him back. 3 balls and a strike.
A lot of talent in that game.
I sure would hope so. It is the Futures game, but no, I get your point there, Connor. And it's going to be fun for guys like Jason Churio and Ralphie Velasquez to be around that quality of talent. As McIlvaney draws his first walk of the night, Stanley Tucker will dig in. When you're around that kind of competition, it's only going to help your progression.
Yeah.
You're not going to send a guy to that game and be worried about stunning his growth. It's only going to benefit him as they see what the other players do, what they train like, especially these AAA guys that are going to be there, or AA guys. What's their preparation like? How do they get ready for a game? And yes, I know it's not exactly the same as it would be on a regular night, but this is their opportunity to make impressions, all the players in the Futures games. And let's be honest, we have to talk about the fact that the trade deadline is coming up and the Futures game is going to be a highbrow mark for scouts. Ground ball over towards second. Benjamin will flip on to first. It's his only play. As McIlvaney moves into scoring position on the fielder's choice. And so, for guys at the AAA level, they might take it a little bit more seriously. If they're playing for a team that the parent club is struggling and they're going to be, it's really good and they're going to be buyers at the deadline, this could be their opportunity to maybe latch on somewhere and make their pro debut somewhere if they're in AAA. So being around guys like that, you're going to see just what it takes to make it at a high level. And I can't wait to hear all about their journeys there when they come back. And it's strike one to Nazan Zanatello. And see the impact and the changes that are made in just the day-to-day for these guys in the post-All-Star break. The 0-1, check swing, misses out wide, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It'll be a test for Lynchburg when they lose Ralphie and Jason Churio for 3 games before the All-Star break to try to put together some wins in an important part of the season as they're really trying to make a climb to the top of the second half standings. Great pitch there from Josh Harlow, a slider outside. Because they haven't been without Ralphie or Churio for any length of time this whole entire season. And those 2 guys, especially since Angel Hanau has moved up to Lake County, have been staples of this offense. So that's going to be a test for this Lynchburg lineup.
We'd have to look back, but I can't remember very many games where both Ralphie and Churio have the night off. I mean, they each get 1 game off a week, and they don't overlap very often. Maybe every once in a while, but typically one of the 2 is in the lineup. So not having either is going to make the lineup have to work. Caught the handle of the bat. I thought the runner goes down to third, and now they'll call no. Jordan Smith is asking what happened. I don't know how that was missed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a foul. If it's a foul ball, he goes back to second, right? And if it hit him,
then it's a dead ball going to first.
Right.
I don't know how a ball changes that direction. Jordan Smith gets the stop sign from the home plate umpire. How do they not even talk to each other about that?
I'm utterly confused here. I got to be honest.
Is it a ball? I guess so.
Okay.
There it is. If the umpires can't get it right, make sure they can't get it wrong, says Josh Harlow, who strikes out Zanatello. The golden sombrero, 4 Ks for Zanatello here tonight. Lynchburg still leads at 1-0 as we've hit stretch time here in Lynchburg, the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Scientech Systems is your technology partner. Whether it's business class internet, phone and TV, or their world-class IT services, Scientech is here to manage your technology needs so you can focus on what you love to do. Visit Scientech.com for a free quote today.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
You're listening to the 30th anniversary season of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball.
So it looks like the discussion on that foul ball comes down to, did it actually hit the mask of Manuel Mejias or the glove and ricochet in another direction?
Okay.
Because I look back on the video and it still sounds like it hit the bat.
Yep.
But I can see an argument for where it hit off the edge of the glove. The way it ricocheted off and the speed in which it did that.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was not a foul ball.
Yeah, you don't see it very often, at least.
I thought it had hit the handle of the bat.
Yeah. I thought it hit the elbow pad of him on first impact. That's why I thought it was. And I thought the only reason why he wasn't going to first immediately was because they were maybe saying he swung into it. But it turns out that definitely wasn't it. I don't know. I guess Mejias, he did have a little bit of trouble watching in a slider earlier today. So potentially could be the same issue there.
In there for a strike to Mejias, but it still worked in the Hillcats' favor. They were able to get out of the jam and end the inning as Harlow picked up the strikeout. Now Mejias down 0-2 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Lynchburg leading at 1-0. Their run scored on a balk.
Yeah.
That's how, I don't want to say bad the offenses have been, but how not clutch.
Yeah.
As that's grounded over towards short. An easy play for Zanatello. 1 away.
Well, you compare it to yesterday's game where they put together 15 runs between the two of them. It's been exactly the opposite. Feels like both clubs are having to work extra hard to put anything on the board. Got to give credit to, of course, the starters, Humphreys and Ingracia, but especially on the Hillcats side, the bullpen. It's just been Josh Harlow to this point. You would assume we're going to see a new reliever next inning. But Harlow was fantastic. He came in and did his job. It was reminiscent of his April appearances.
First pitch in there for a strike to Rivas. O'Donnell delivered a fastball at 89. I think O'Donnell will be kicking himself if this game ends in a 1-0 final line. Booted by the first baseman, Encarnacion. As easy as a play as you can imagine for the first baseman, he punches his mitt in frustration as a little ground ball, and he just kept booting it. Rivas reaches on an air, and that's a break for the Hillcats.
No bad hop, no nothing. That ball just looked like it was greased up or something. He couldn't find a way to corral it.
Randall Dewey will take down and away for ball 1.
2 errors apiece for both teams.
Hasn't been a clean series so far. Yesterday we had 4 total errors. 2 of them came on one play for Salem.
Costly, too.
Yeah, there was a double steal that scored 2. It's about as poorly executed as you could get if you're the Red Sox yesterday. Rivas takes off, and the pitch misses low, and McIlvaney couldn't get it out of his glove. So Rivas picks up the stolen base. Randall Dewey moves in to a 2-0 count.
Lynchburg, they've got the second most steals of any team in the Carolina League. The only team with more, the Charleston River Dogs. That's where they get all their offense, pretty much in Charleston.
That missed upstairs, but he swung through it 2-1. Yeah, you're exactly right. Charleston, they do not have a good lineup, but they have speed. That's something that the Rays have targeted as an organization. Think about a guy like Chandler Simpson last year.
Yep.
Who just tore the dirt off the ground with his cleats with how much he was running. 2-2 as Dewey swung through it. There was a time where we thought that Guy Lipscomb might be able to match him swipe for swipe. And then Simpson just took control and never let off the gas pedal, just kept running.
Well, that's kind of been my impression of Hillcat teams in the recent history, is maybe the lineup hasn't been as juiced up as ours is this year, but they've just been running. We've seen that still, even in 2024.
The 2-2 lined into left field. That'll be over the glove of the third baseman. Getting a hold sign is Rivas at third, and the throw is offline to the backstop. Here comes Rivas, he will score. Down to third goes Dewey. And another throwing error by the left fielder in this series gives Lynchburg a bonus run. Yesterday, it was Taylor. Today, it's Lugo. And that is a huge run for Lynchburg.
What is Andy Lugo doing on that play? Rivas wasn't running. He wasn't at home. And he muscled back, reached back, and threw that ball as hard as he could, way offline, when Rivas, again, was not running. He could have hit the cutoff man, and we've got a first and third situation here. Instead, he barrels one down to McIlvaney, throws it way offline, all the way to the backstop. A run scores, and Dewey is now 90 feet away from putting up the third run of this game. That's really bad.
That throw was nowhere close. McIlvaney tried to get in front of it, but it was pretty much out of the circle at home plate. The 1-1 to Tommy Hawk misses out wide. 2-1. All Tommy Hawk needs right now is just a hard chopper somewhere, not directly at a defender.
Tommy Hawk looking to increase his hit streak to 8 straight games. Bills his on-base streak, which is at 19.
That one misses low. 3-1. You'll take a walk here. But Ralphie Velasquez on deck because he had such a nice swing last inning for the leadoff double. It was the first run of the ball game. Here's the pitch. Hawk taking all the way. It's called a strike. Full count.
Infield pulled in at every stop.
Here's the payoff. Ball 4. And that'll add another notch to the on-base streak for Tommy Hawk and bring up the ever-dangerous Ralphie Velasquez in a double steal situation.
Just the first walk of the appearance for O'Donnell, and Juan Rivera going to be sprinting out to the mound. He wants to make sure everyone is on the same page for this double steal, because this isn't the same situation they found themselves when Ralphie Velasquez was at third base. You've got a speedster on either corner. Tommy Hawk is not staying put for long, I can guarantee you that. And I wouldn't even be surprised if O'Donnell does his best to try to pick him off like they did to Esteban Gonzalez earlier in this game.
And in that situation, if you're Tommy Hawk, just get a rundown.
Yeah.
With the way that Salem has been throwing the ball around the bases the first 2 games, just getting a rundown and then force a play somewhere. because at this point in time, it has not been pretty for the Red Sox.
Certainly hasn't. If you're Lynchburg, you're definitely looking to create some chaos on the base paths here. Not to mention, you've got Ralphie Velasquez at the dish. He's two for 3 today. He's 2 for 5 yesterday.
Runners at the corners, 1 down. They'll throw over to first, nothing doing. All Dewey watching carefully and intently.
Velasquez, that average getting a lot closer to 270. It hasn't been in that stratosphere in several series.
Hawk fakes towards second, and a fastball in there for a called strike 0-1.
One thing I will say, if you're going to put on a steal, if you're Jordan Smith, you want to do it fast. You don't want to take this at-bat away from Ralphie Velasquez, where he's taking 2 pitches to let Tommy Hawk to go when he finds himself in an 0-2 count.
You'll also see a hit and run. They throw back over. Hawk stumbled back to first. If you're Jordan Smith, I would consider maybe a hit and run.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be expecting Ralphie to just kind of give up and let the runner go down to second and let the base pass do the talking. That could be a perfect time for him to take a big hack. Hawk takes off. A check swing. They fake a throw down to second, and it's a 1-1 count. And it kind of looked like maybe it was a hit and run because he won it off rather.
Yeah. I think that's a good result, though. You got 2 runners in scoring position and now an even 1-1 count on a pitch that wasn't close. Great to run on for Tommy Hawk as well.
The 1-1 from O'Donnell. Infield pulled in, lined into right center field. It'll drop in front of Houghton. That'll score 1. The throw comes in, cut off as Lynchburg takes a 3-0 lead, an RBI single for Velasquez, his 3rd hit of the night. What a night for the young man who just made the MLB Futures game.
You can't tell me that there's not an extra pep in Ralphie Velasquez's step after the news he learned this morning, straight hand-delivered from his father. He's been on a tear. It's back to what we've seen in April or in early May from Ralphie today. And even you go back yesterday, he put good swings on the ball just about every at-bat. Went 2 for 5, but hit the ball hard even when he was retired. That's a big RBI as the Hillcats now lead 3-0, which feels double that in the game we played today.
Jason Churio now with an RBI opportunity. He spits on 1 out wide for ball 1. We'll see if they do the double steal here with Velasquez on first. Ralphie had a stolen base yesterday. Might as well test the arm of McIlvain. He's yet to throw anybody out. They will. Velasquez goes running. The throw is high, and they don't get a tag down. Hawk holds at third. Another stolen base for Ralphie Velasquez. He's starting to pile those things up.
Surprised Tommy Hawk didn't go there. I thought he had a pretty good chance. Not to mention, Zonatello had to leave his feet to catch that ball, which means, of course, he has to fall back down to the ground, make the throw. Stays put.
Velasquez now has 7 stolen bases on the season as Churio takes high and wide 3-0. And if you walk Churio, you've got Esteban Gonzalez right behind him, which, even if you load up the bases and put a double play in order, that's one of the toughest guys to double up.
Yeah.
The 3-0. Churio taking all the way as per usual, 3-1. You don't want to go at Churio because he's the best hitter for the Hillcats with runners in scoring position. You don't want to go around him because you have one of the fastest guys in all of minor league baseball behind him. Churio pops it up. Going to be a shallow play for Tucker. He'll settle underneath it. Hawk tagging from third, and Tucker didn't even pay attention. No throw. What was Tucker thinking?
Did you see the first baseman, the cutoff man, Encarnacion there? He literally put his hands up like, what are you doing?
You got to know the situation. That was about as shallow of a fly that you can score a run on as you will ever see. That was what, 15 feet off the dirt? Churio gets the RBI.
Hawk's fast, but you got to put a play at least to home plate there. Tucker, that's just a bad look.
I'm speechless, I think is the word on that one. I know the throws haven't been great. You got to go after that one. Gonzalez pops it up right back to him. This time there's 2 down, so he doesn't even have to worry about making the throw. And that'll end the inning. Lynchburg puts 3 on the board. They lead 4-0 as we head to the 8th here in Lynchburg, the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
The YMCA has been serving Lynchburg and the surrounding community for years. With 2 Central Virginia locations, the YMCA has plenty to offer for kids and adults alike. To join or check out one of the classes, camps, or programs offered by the Y, visit ymcacva.org or stop in at their downtown or Jamerson locations. The YMCA is a proud partner of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball. Are you a fan of fireworks or collecting sports memorabilia? Or maybe instead of the bar, you want to spend your nights at the ballpark? Whatever your passion, the Lynchburg Hillcats have a mini plan package for you. Make sure to secure your tickets for every Thirsty Thursday, Freebie Friday, or Fireworks Show Saturday with one of our dated mini plans. Craving more baseball? Sign up for our 30-game mini plan. Not sure what games you want to go to? The Hillcats offer undated mini plans as well. For more information and to purchase your 2024 mini plan, visit lynchburg-hillcats.com.
Alongside Connor Young, here's the voice of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball, Jason Prill.
The complexion of this game, from where we were at the top of the 7th inning to the top of the 8th inning, is completely different. It was a 1-0 game going into the start of last inning. It's a 4-0 game for Lynchburg. Durrett Parra will take over on the bump for the Hillcats. Parra replaces Harlow, who pitched quite well. Harlow came out, went 2 2/3, no hits, no runs, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. And Parra, he's had some pretty solid outings this season. He has dropped his ERA to a 4.50 ERA. It's really that one bad outing that kind of skewed the numbers.
Yeah, he was phenomenal on June 28th against Carolina. Picked up a scoreless 4-inning save for Lynchburg in a close 1-run game. The thing about Parra that's exciting, he can work that fastball up to 97.
That's driven into right center field, and Antonio Anderson will lead off the inning with a single. Salem has to make their move now. They trail by 4. They trailed by 4 at this point in the ball game yesterday, but that felt like a different complexion of a ball game.
Yeah, it felt like you could pick up 4 runs in a half inning and not shock anyone. Today, it feels like if you're going to put that many runs on the board in 1 inning, then there's going to have to be some serious defensive blunders on the other end. We just saw that in the bottom of the 7th from Salem.
In there for a strike to Brooks Brannon. 3 errors on the Red Sox right now, as you mentioned, those defensive blunders. The 0-1, big swing and a miss for strike 2.
For Parra, we talked about the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He'll rely on that heavily. You won't see it at 97 every pitch, but he can work it up that fast to put someone away if needed. He's also got a slider and a changeup.
Popped up to right field. Gonzalez will track it down for out number 1 as Anderson will have to go back.
Bring up Marvin Alcantara. Strikeout, a walk, and he reached on an error in the top of the 4th inning committed by Rafael Ramirez Jr., who still, although improved defensively, has shown some miscues at shortstop after coming back from injury a couple series ago. He is a primary shortstop. He didn't get a lot of time there before his injury due to Angel Hanau being on the club, but since Angel Hanau has moved up to High A Lake County, that position has opened up for Rafael Ramirez Jr., but you would like to see him be a little more sure-handed over at shortstop. Something Angel Hanau was in spades for Lynchburg.
He was outstanding defensively. It was a joy to watch him for a while, and now he's killing it up in Lake County, too. He just won their Captain of the Week award after an outstanding series.
He's special.
Fouled back to the screen, 2-1. Did you see the promotion
that Lake County did?
I didn't know.
I guess it's not a promotion.
Oh, the
It's a
toilet
new
thing?
installation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crappy promotion if you ask me.
Very good.
Been waiting to break that one out. Felt pretty good. A nice relief, if you will. Into right field, Gonzalez on the run again. Into foul territory. Collides with the wall. It bounces out of his glove, and he caught it again. How about that? We have seen some outstanding defensive plays today from the outfield. Churio with the diving double play in center, and that one right there, as Gonzalez caught it, hit the wall, it popped out of his glove, and he caught it again.
Incredible.
So 2 down as Fraley Encarnacion will step in as Salem on the verge of wasting an opportunity with their leadoff runner getting aboard. The 0-1 from Parra. Oh, a half-hearted swing by Encarnacion. He was fooled on the breaking ball.
Beautiful pitch from Parra. Esteban Gonzalez, what a catch. He's been so good in the outfield, both on the corners.
The 2-strike pitch from Parra. Down and away. 1-2. You couldn't see it on the broadcast, but it popped out of his glove.
Yep.
And he was able to stick with it. The 1-2. Missing high and wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I have a tough angle. You have a little bit of a better angle of it down the right field line just because of where we're positioned in the box.
And it juts out because of the bullpen a little bit.
So I was kind of blocked, but I saw it as he kind of turned around. The ball squirt loose from his glove, and he was able to re-secure it. The 2-2 is popped up out of play.
Love that 3-pitch sequence we just saw from Parra. In a 1-2 count to start, or an 0-2 count to start, he goes back-to-back fastballs at 95, just trying to challenge Encarnacion. Both miss, and Encarnacion doesn't bite. Comes back with a slider. Beautiful.
The 2-2. Wind up the middle. Backhanded play by Benjamin and a pick by Rivas. Behind the bag at second was Juan Benjamin, and another outstanding defensive play by the Hillcats. 2 in the inning as we head to the bottom half of the 8th. Another chance, the last chance for the Hillcats to tack on a few more as they lead at 4-0 right here on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Wondering how to buy tickets to minor league baseball games? Look no further than the Bally Live app. Download Bally Live today and you can buy tickets to your favorite minor league baseball games and watch in person. Can't make it to the ballpark? We got you. Watch every minor league baseball game for free on the Bally Live app all season long. Pick your favorite team, track stats, chat with friends, and earn rewards in the game center. Download Bally Live from the app or Play Store today.
We get it. Finding activities for groups can be difficult. The Lynchburg Hillcats want to make your life easier with our special group outings packages. No matter your group, spend the night out at the ballpark enjoying baseball with your favorite people. All group ticket packages come with discounted tickets, a PA and video board welcome, and the possibility for first pitches and on-field activities. Want to make the night extra special? Sign up for a group picnic and let the Hillcats take care of the details. For more information on groups or picnics, visit lynchburg-hillcats.com.
You're listening to Hillcats Baseball on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Trevor O'Donnell's day is done as Connor Steinball will take over. The 6-foot right-hander from Georgetown, Illinois. And he's another really solid arm out of that Salem pen.
Yeah, it's another guy out of the bullpen for the Red Sox with a sub-3 ERA. He comes in with a record of 2-2, ERA at 2.19 through 24 and 2/3 innings pitched. Got 11 walks to 23 strikeouts. Opposing hitters are batting under the Mendoza line against him this season at 182. His last outing, he went 3 innings, just 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no runs across on Steinbach.
Big swing and a miss from Rafael Ramirez Jr. on the first pitch for strike 1. O'Donnell, 4 hits, in 2 innings, 4 runs, 3 of them were earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. As Connor Steinball fires that out wide. 1-1.
Rafael Ramirez Jr. 0 for 3 today, in danger of getting that 5-game hit streak snapped. That's his longest hit streak of the season.
In there, 1-2. Nice to see him get on another one. Lynchburg leads it 4-0. Leaping attempt by Alcantara, and another nice swing by Rafael Ramirez Jr. We have seen some great at-bats from him and some pure swings over the last couple ball games.
He's looking like a top prospect. He really is. He's a sweet swinging shortstop. Now, the shortstop part of things certainly could be improved upon, but hey, that's why he's at this level, right? And Erlen Serta is out there with him pregame every single day, just barreling balls off the fungo to him.
He takes off. The throw is well offline. They probably would have had him if it was in a good position. Ramirez now in scoring position for Juan Benjamin, which is exactly what the Hillcats wanted. It's his 7th stolen base of the season. Steinball out of the University of Akron in Ohio. He's originally from Georgetown, Illinois, but made his trek to the Northeast Ohio area to play for the Zips. Ground ball foul, 0-2. Zips overshadowed as a baseball program by their, it's not cross-town counterparts, but 30-minute drive counterparts, Kent State, who have one of the best mid-major programs in the Midwest. Actually, if we're being honest, probably one of the best Midwest programs in general.
Yeah.
Because the Midwest is not known for its baseball in the college realm. The 2-strike pitch. Called strike 3, a high changeup, full Benjamin. And there's one away for Manuel Mejias. But if you remember, Connor, Kent State went on a run a couple years ago when they made it to, I believe they made it all the way to Omaha.
Wow.
And that really put them on the map as a premier mid-major baseball program. As that's fouled away by Manuel Mejias, and they are consistently one of, if not the best teams in the Mid-American Conference.
When I think of Kent State, one person comes to mind. Now, this is a very obscure sports reference, so I apologize. But I think you might like it, Jason, as a Browns fan. Josh Cribbs.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Kent State. He was one of my favorite players growing up.
He was
electric.
One of the best return men in NFL history. And I know a lot of people want to talk about Devin Hester because of how good of a punt returner he was. But Devin Hester played on good football teams. Josh Cribbs, and I can say this because I'm a Browns fan, he did not play on good football teams.
No.
I mean, those were teams that won 3, 4, 5 games a year. I know because I watched them. And he was just such a star. An undrafted prospect as he swings through it 2-2. But they just were overshadowed by how good Josh Cribbs was. Every time he touched the ball, you had a feeling that something was going to happen. The return against the Pittsburgh Steelers, it goes viral every single year. As that's a fastball, but he is frozen by it. And there's 2 away. But that return where he was trying to let it go, either out of bounds or out of the end zone for a touchback, and it settles on the 1-yard line, and he picks it up.
Just takes it.
And runs it up the sideline, breaking tackles of Steelers. I mean, in the history of that rivalry, and if you talk to Steelers fans, it's not a rivalry, it's a one-way street. As Rivas takes it the other way. Ramirez getting the wave around third, no throw. And that'll plate the 5th run of the ball game. An RBI for Rivas, his 3rd of the season. gives Lynchburg a 5-0 advantage here in the Hill City.
That feels like a backbreaker for Salem. 5 runs in this game, and they're threatened to be shut out in full by Jackson Humphreys and company. It's a big hit for Rivas. We talked about timely hitter, how it was evading the Hillcats earlier in this game. They found it in the back half.
Throw over, nothing doing. They have 10 hits now. They've hit the double-digit mark. Going back to Josh Cribbs and Kent State, it was 2012 when Kent State made the College World Series for the first time. That's a throw over yet again. So Rivas being held close. And do not quote me on this, because at that point I was still in middle school. I'd have to do my research, but I am pretty sure as Rivas takes off, the pitch is a perfect one to throw down on. That's the best throw of the week. And Nickelvaney got him. Caught stealing for Rivas. But I'm pretty sure Tom Hamilton's son, the lead play-by-play radio voice for the Cleveland Guardians, I believe he was on that World Series appearing team. We'll step aside and I'll give you that firm confirmation when we come back right here on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
If you haven't planned that vacation yet, start by checking Lynchburg Regional Airport. With our great round-trip airfares to many popular destinations, flying from Lynchburg is easy and affordable, offering daily departures on American Airlines to Charlotte with connections to over 170 non-stop destinations worldwide. To check airfares and book tickets, visit flylyh.com today and click Book Now. Prices are subject to change without notice, and certain restrictions apply. Advance purchase is required and availability is limited. Your close and convenient connection. Check Lynchburg first. How do you like to spend your summer nights? At the beach or at the ballpark? Why not both? Join the Lynchburg Hillcats as the Delmarva Shorebirds visit July 9th through the 14th. On Friday, the Lemonadas de Hill City will return with a limited edition Lemonadas-themed Hawaiian shirt. Still not beachy enough for you? Saturday will be a celebration of good times and good vibes with our annual Margaritaville night. Following the game, we'll let our cares blast away with a fireworks show. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
Alongside Connor Young, here's the voice of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball, Jason Prill.
Houghton, Lugo, and Nickelvaney will be the 3-2 up for the Red Sox, and I can confirm Nick Hamilton, the son of famed Cleveland Guardians broadcaster Tom Hamilton, was a part of that 2012 Kent State Golden Flashes ball club that made it to the College World Series. He was their shortstop. He was actually drafted by the Indians in 2012 as well, the year that they went on their miraculous run. He was taken in the 35th round of that draft, and he played a couple seasons. He lasted until about 2014 before getting released. He had a career minor league average of .224, so the son of Tom Hamilton did at one point play in minor league baseball along with Kent State. So there's your little interesting bit of trivia for the day.
Very cool.
Nathaniel Houghton swings through strike one as we've reached the top of the ninth inning, 5-0. That miss downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's fun how those connections kind of get weaved. And Connor, I know you said it was an obscure reference with Josh Cribbs.
Yeah.
But you talk to anybody in Cleveland, and he is on the forefront
Really?
of
I love to
people's
hear
minds.
that.
He has a TV show.
Really?
Yes. We need to find the name of this TV show.
I had no idea about that. No, he was legitimately one of my favorite players growing up. I thought he was so cool.
Cribbs in the CLE. It's him and his wife. It's a live TV show.
That's cool.
He is a celebrity in Cleveland. Like, he will never have to buy a meal in the city. Cleveland, if there's one thing you need to know about Cleveland, Connor, is if you show love to Cleveland, they will show love to you.
Yep.
And Josh Cribbs, and he never left. And he was a quarterback in college, too, and ended up being flexed into the kick returner role and a wide receiver role. As Manuel Mejias is down, and he is struggling right now after he got caught by that foul tip by Uton.
Man, he is taking a beating today. But I don't want to turn this into a football podcast. But to talk about quarterbacks transition into wide receivers, the first thing that came to mind was Julian Edelman, as a Patriots fan, who also went to Kent State.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Kent State, a football powerhouse, apparently. You know those things where they say all guys ever need to do is just sit around and name old sports players?
Yes, yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing right now.
Exactly. That's what we do every day, just about.
Except we get paid for it.
No.
Maybe not much, but 5-0. Lynchburg out in front. Who would have thought? We don't have any really guidance or direction as to where we want to go with the broadcast. That's how baseball kind of is. As he's fouled right at the dish. So we never know where it's going to end up. But every night, it takes some weird turn. Yesterday it was spitting Pomeranians.
Yes.
Tonight it's Josh Cribbs and Kent State baseball. Ground ball up the middle. Backhanded, knocked down by Benjamin. He made an attempt on it. That'll be an infield single for Nathaniel Uton.
For the Red Sox, that's how you got to start things. Piece by piece, infield single for Uton. His second single in back-to-back plate appearances will get them started. Got a long ways to go.
Andy Lugo. He's 0 for 3. He also has that throwing error in left field that allowed the first non-balk run of the game to score. Takes a called strike, 0-1.
When Durrett Parra came into the game in the 8th, Antonio Anderson also led that inning off with a single.
He skies it. Churio doesn't see it. Now he's got it. He barely had to move for it. There's one away. So a no-hit day for Lugo as McIlvaney, 0 for 2 with a walk, will take his cuts. First pitch fired out wide. Parra, it was that one bad outing, his first one at home for the Hillcats a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And things just unraveled on him. Other than that, he's looked pretty sharp, and even today he's looked sharp. Giving up a base runner in every inning. So that's skied. Benjamin in shallow center. 2 away.
Yeah, anytime you got a guy out of the bullpen especially that can near triple digits on his fastball at times, probably going to have a job in baseball, or at least teams will give you a chance. And that's what Parra got, formerly of the Rangers organization.
I was just about to say, it kind of blows my mind that the Rangers just let him walk out of the Dominican. They didn't even bring him up to the complex league.
No.
It was the Dominican Summer League. That's grounded off the mound. Benjamin bobbles it, sticks with it on to first. Ball game. Benjamin stuck with it on a ground ball. Tucker is retired, and the ball game is over. Lynchburg wins it 5-0. As we step aside, we'll recap it when we come back on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.
Hillcats are ready for a summer of fun with a fresh slate of weekly promotions for you and your family to enjoy. Every Tuesday, get a free ticket to the next Tuesday home game as part of our 2 for Tuesday promotion. Wednesday is Weenie Wednesday with hot dog deals each week, and Thursday we'll bring back our traditional Thirsty Thursday with drink specials all night long. On Friday, join us for Freebie Friday for a new giveaway each week. We'll have fireworks every Saturday night, and kids can eat free each Sunday during the season. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
How do you like to spend your summer nights? At the beach or at the ballpark? Why not both? Join the Lynchburg Hillcats at the Delmarva Shorebirds visit July 9th through the 14th. On Friday, the Lemonadas de Hill City will return with a limited edition Lemonadas-themed Hawaiian shirt. Still not beachy enough for you? Saturday will be a celebration of good times and good vibes with our annual Margaritaville night. Following the game, we'll let our cares blast away with a fireworks show. Get your tickets today at lynchburg-hillcats.com.
The final out has been recorded, and it's time for us to recap the ball game. Coming up on the Hillcats postgame show, we'll scan the scores from across the league and give you an update on the Carolina League standings, along with previewing the next game. But first, to cover the box score and name tonight's Hillcat hero, here's Jason Prill.
5-0 Lynchburg wins it tonight as the Hillcats pick up their second win of the series and they continue their dominance over the Salem Red Sox. Right now, let's toss it down to our MC, Abram, who's standing by with tonight's Hillcat hero, Ralphie Velasquez, who just recently was named to the MLB Futures game.
Ralphie, man, what another great game tonight. What were you feeling tonight at the plate?
Definitely just try to simplify my approach. And I was on the phone with my dad last night for about an hour just looking over video. So props to him, props to Cole too. Just sticking with my approach and had a good day, yeah.
And man, it's been a huge congratulations to you because you were just selected as part of the MLB All-Star Futures game over in Dallas. What does it mean to be a part of that kind of game?
It's surreal. I remember watching when I was a little kid, and now that I'm going to play in it, it's definitely like a dream come true.
It's an honor to be a part, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That was Ralphie Velasquez, tonight's Hillcat hero of the day, as Velasquez, a 3-hit performance. He had a double and an RBI single in the 7th inning as well. And also, for the second day in a row, picked up a stolen base. Ball game, it was slow developing. It took a while for things to get up and running. It was scoreless through 5 innings. And then in the 6th, the first run of the game scored via the balk.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't say that very often. A balk allowed the first run of the game to score. It was 1-0, and we really thought, man, this might be all we get tonight.
Yeah, Lynchburg was able to put together a couple more, but the pitching for Lynchburg once again today, I have to look at the numbers, but I'm pretty sure on this that the Lynchburg pitching staff has the most shutouts in the Carolina League by a wide margin. I'll come back tomorrow with my homework done in the pregame show and confirm that.
And I want you to look also, Connor.
Yes.
Where do they rank in all of minor league baseball? Because that's got to be right near the top.
Yeah,
in minor league baseball, you don't get shutouts.
No,
very
you don't.
often.
Because you got to have a good bullpen, right? I mean, you're not getting guys like to go 9 innings in minor league baseball. In major league baseball, you're not getting that either. So that's what they got today. Durrett Parra, sure, he gave up 2 leadoff singles, but he worked his way past the trouble. He was great. And Josh Harlow, how about him? Finally coming back and putting his foot down, showing what we thought he was going to be for the Hillcats in April. He comes out of the bullpen and was dominant. And, man, at this point in the season, that's 5 straight losses for Salem. They've got to hate the Hillcats. I mean, man, 12-2 on the year. The Hillcats have owned them. You know they're going to be fired up for the rest of this series.
And it's going to be a fun rest of the week. Get your tickets, lynchburg-hillcats.com. 4th of July on Thursday, 5th of July, Patriotic Cap giveaway, and then the 6th of July, Star Wars night and a fireworks show. But one more time for me tonight, 5-0, the final score here from Bank of the James Stadium as the Hillcats walk away victorious, winning their 2nd game of the series and their 3rd in a row. Connor Young will take you the rest of the way. He will get you all up to date with the out-of-town scoreboard and preview tomorrow night's ball game. Should be a fun one as we inch closer to that heavily anticipated 4th of July matchup. But 5-0, the final score. I'm Jason Prill saying good night, God bless, and go Hillcats.
You've probably heard the old saying, the best things in life are free. But do you believe it? The Lynchburg Hillcats want to make sure you and your kids do. Sign your kids up for Southpaw's free Kids Club and experience the best free activity your money can't buy. All Kids Club members receive complimentary tickets to 5 designated Kids Club games, Virginia 529 Fun Zone passes for the whole season, and exclusive autograph sessions with players. Kids 12 and under can sign up at lynchburg-hillcats.com to activate their Kids Club membership today. We get it. Finding activities for groups can be difficult. The Lynchburg Hillcats want to make your life easier with our special group outings packages. No matter your group, spend the night out at the ballpark enjoying baseball with your favorite people. All group ticket packages come with discounted tickets, a PA and video board welcome, and the possibility for first pitches and on-field activities. Want to make the night extra special? Sign up for a group picnic and let the Hillcats take care of the details. For more information on groups or picnics, visit lynchburg-hillcats.com.
You're listening to the 30th anniversary season of Lynchburg Hillcats baseball.
5-0, a complete game shutout for Jackson Humphreys, Josh Harlow, and Durrett Para. If Lynchburg pours it on late, they score 1 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. End up with a 5-0 victory. They're 12th over Salem this season. They're 12-2 against the Red Sox in total. Tomorrow, it'll be Noah Dean squaring off against Alonzo Richardson. Noah Dean comes in at 2-2, 3.54 ERA. Alonzo Richardson 4-4, 3.48 ERA on the season. Two very solid pitchers in the Carolina League, and they'll be squaring off tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on July 3rd. But let's take a look around the Carolina League before we get there. Carolina, they're at Down East in Granger Stadium, and they trail 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th. The Mudcats going to have to make a late-game comeback against the Wood Duck. Kannapolis 10-3, middle 6 over Fayetteville, while Charleston in the top 8th against Myrtle Beach. At Myrtle Beach at Pelicans Ballpark, and the River Dogs taking it to the Pelicans on the road 5-0. Delmarva, they trail Fredericksburg at Virginia Credit Union Stadium 8-1. The Frednats keep rolling in the second half. They have a 7-run cushion heading into the 7th. Augusta and Columbia in the top of the 7th inning. Columbia, the Fireflies on top of the Green Jackets 3-1. You can take a look at the standings, but the only finish game we have so far is right here in the Hill City. We flew right through things in the middle innings. Helped out by Salem, not putting up too much offense. Only 5 hits, no runs today on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Fredericksburg on top 7-3. They're probably going to win their game today. They're up 8-1. So you'd assume they'd move up to 8-3, which would put Lynchburg firmly in the second place spot at 7-4. Full game out of first place. Delmarva will probably drop to 5-5. To 6-5, which would put them 2 games out of the top spot. Fredericksburg, they've won 4 straight on their way to winning 5 straight. Lynchburg, they've taken 3 in a row. Carolina currently at 5-5, Down East at 4-6, Salem at 4-7 after their loss today. They've now lost 5 straight and are 3-7 in their last 10. Columbia 6-4, along with Fayetteville at the top spot. Augusta 5-5, along with Charleston and Kannapolis and Myrtle Beach tied at the bottom at 3-7. That'll all be shaken up by the time I join you back tomorrow at 6:10 p.m. Eastern for the pregame show. Make sure you join in. We'll talk about all that went on today, as well as meet the lineups, the starting pitching pairing, as well as our pregame interview. We do every single pregame show to get you started for first pitch. Once again, it'll be Noah Dean versus Alonzo Richardson on the mound. But for Jason Prill, I'm Connor Young saying so long and good night from Lynchburg, Virginia, where the final score for one final time is 5-0 Hillcats. Thank you for tuning in to the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network, and good night from the Hill City.
Thank you for tuning in to Hillcats Baseball on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network. Make sure to stay up to date on all the Hillcats news and notes by following the team on social media at LYN Hillcats. Fans can purchase tickets at lynchburg-hillcats.com. Be sure to tune into our next game on the Hillcats Radio Network through our video feed on MILB.TV, MLB.TV, and Bally Live, or on our free audio stream at lynchburg-hillcats.com. Special thanks to the Cleveland Guardians, the Elmore Sports Group, and General Manager Matt Ramstead. For Connor Young and Jason Prill, I'm staff announcer Mitch Balla saying good night from Bank of the James Stadium. This broadcast has been a production of the Lynchburg Hillcats and Minor League Baseball on the Lynchburg Hillcats Radio Network.